I don't even know what my thing.
The future is now.
I am trying to tweet this out, by the way. I'm not just sort of ignoring the thing.
Hello, everyone. What is going on? James here, and today,
My
yeah, I mean, the hair's growing back quite quick. I do wish that I did. I don't know. I do. Well, when I was going to Comic Con as Bane, I sort of wanted it to not grow back that quick. But then after I was Bane, I thought to myself, "Fucking hell! I just want it to grow back now. I've had enough, man. I've absolutely had it. I can't be arsed with a cold head in the winter." So yeah.
It's a good thing
But next
it
year,
wasn't completely clean shaven.
yeah, definitely. And the thing is, as well, next year I'll be going as Philip J. Fry, so I'll have the quiff. I won't
Yeah.
have to have my head bloody shaved, but I shave to a grade
Which
0
will
again.
be in the future.
Yeah.
George, where is the microphone?
Have you shoved it up your arse or something?
No, sorry, yeah.
I'm a podcaster. I'm a podcaster. Words are my tool.
Yeah, so you'll be doing Philip J. Fry.
What? You're breaking up, George.
I said you'll.
George, do you read me? Come in. Testing. 1, 2,
Oh,
3.
it's my
George,
phone. It's going to
do you
explode.
read?
I'm
Do you
trying to make
read?
a witty thing.
Well, never mind. We'll do it without him. This is the future. The future of the podcast is no fucking George. I've had enough of him now. That's the future. I'm done with him. He's gone, kaput. That's the final time he's been kicked and he's never coming back. So we'll start. I didn't even
Trying to
let
make
him
a
back
witty
in.
joke then.
He hacked it.
He's using certain powers to tap back in.
He ate his way back in. George, me and Aaron were saying once now,
Using the
if you just
children and the buttons to.
no, if you dropped a nuke on the West Midlands, as long as the nuke went down, it was going as it blew everything up. That you get away with it instantly. They'd let you off within a click of a finger.
I mean,
Clap
the
him.
entire army would sort of jump on George and they go, woo! And then they'd protect him from the whole explosion.
Can I make my witty joke for the podcast now?
No. I mean, how are we saying the West Midlands doxing us? I don't get. It's such a big count. It's like saying, "Oh, Merseyside." Well, it doesn't mean that you've doxed yourself if you live in bloody Liverpool or Wirral.
Yeah, but it's still well.
Just because you say Merseyside.
Then my witty joke was James is going to be Philip J. Fry in the future for Comic Con, and it's in a future show because we're talking about the future today.
George, can you just get the mic out your arse, please? I can't hear anything you're saying. All that sounded like was someone going future arse today.
James not being over.
Cheers. Let's get it started then. The Fartist. So I'll tell my two Fartists first then.
Should we explain what the Fartist is, just in case no one's seen it before?
Yeah, I rarely have explained it apart from the first one. So yeah, the Fartist is a bit like Carl Pilkington's parody of Blockbusters. What's the original thing called?
Blockbusters.
Is it Blockbusters?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're parodying a parody.
Is that better?
Yeah, that sounds a smidge better. Actually, just say some stuff, George.
Future time. James is bald.
It still sounds like you've shoved it up your arse or that you're underneath your bed.
Maybe not.
George, this could all be resolved if you fixed your computer port and spent a little bit of money, a bit of the dime, on a little microphone.
finger ASMR.
You can buy me one for Christmas, James.
I'm not buying you anything. It's your responsibility.
You should buy us something.
Yeah, we've let you on the podcast for all this time.
Did you 5 minutes in and I haven't said anything yet? Well, anything of note, anyways.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to.
Anyway,
That is just too much fun.
no, we're just gonna have to live with the
Is
bad
that
mic.
full? Yeah.
No, genuinely, the mic just got worse. Then it sounded like you were going.
How about now?
Oh,
Thank
no,
God
that's
for
a lot better, George. That is a lot better.
It went from unbearable, like under your bed. Someone was sitting on George's face while he was trying to talk, to standard, well, to average. So thanks for fixing it, George. Thank you so much, George. Oh, he doesn't want to be here. Let's move on to the Fartist then. So it's just when we come up with riddles about songs, and I usually just give the first initial instead of two initials because it can be a bit obvious. If I give two initials, so yeah. I downed 50 Stellas on Halloween, then belly flopped to Pumpkin S.
I think I know this straight away.
Oi, go on then.
Is it Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah, fair play. So the next one's a little bit harder. Dancing and laughing on the grass in the daytime. G.
Oh, I might have this one actually.
I think I should have made it a bit harder.
Is it Green Day?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right,
well, that's not too far. Just FYI, just as a heads up, I did think of those on the spot before we started the podcast. I couldn't actually think of I didn't have any plan beforehand, or if I did, I lost them. So, what's your Fartist, Aaron?
All right, I've actually written these down, so I shall read them now. Okay, so he's got a lot of sand, dust, and poo in his eyes. Now he's trying to get it out. And the initial is B. Whoops.
B?
Yeah.
Could you say it again? Is it just B, or is there another initial?
It's not one word, but if I give the next bit, it'll just give it away.
Is it the something?
No.
I was going to say the Beatles, because the Beatles roll around shit all the time. Is it?
No. Shall I repeat it?
Yeah, go on then.
He's got a lot of sand, dust, and poo in his eyes. Now he's trying to get it out. And initially is B. And I'll give you a clue. It's a band. So
B. Sand, dust, and poo in his eyes, and he's trying to get it out. B.
It is a bit mental. I'm not going to lie. So
is it quite a difficult one to get?
Yeah, you have to sort of think about it.
Are they well known? Are they mainstream?
Yeah, they're mainstream.
How mainstream would have I heard of them?
Yeah.
The Beach Boys?
No.
I can't even think of any bands that begin with B, to be honest with you. What decade were they about in?
Late 90s, early 90s.
Blur?
No.
Oh, for God! Come on, Blur, they can't... Oh, for fuck...
Do you want me to...
Is it... Oh, who are those ones who did the song Boys Don't Cry? What's that band?
Cure.
Oh, yeah, it's not them. Oh, fuck. I can't really think of many bands that begin with B. Breaking Benjamin? Oh, I don't know.
Nah. Do you want me to give it to you?
Let me try and come up with one more. Definitely a band, yeah?
Yep, definitely a band.
Blink 182.
Yep, that's it.
Yes! Yes! Come on! How does that work, though? That doesn't make any sense.
They get it in the eyes and they're trying to blink it out.
Okay, fair.
I could have worded it better, I'm not going to lie. I could have said, and they're doing something to get it out. Or...
You just said, You should. I would have probably got it if you just said blokes running around naked in 2001. I would have got that. I would have just said Blink 182. You know, when I was a kid, my aunt and my cousins, they used to, when my nan and granddad used to go out shopping, they used to put all sorts of music videos on the telly, and one of them was Are the Small Things. They're running around naked in the video. Not like it was censored, obviously, because it was bloody daytime MTV. But I thought, what were Blink 182 doing? Mad lads, they clearly loved themselves a bit too much. All they had bird shit all over their body, and they were trying to get rid of. That is a really good. Have you got any more?
I've got one more. It's not as mental.
Oh.
Okay. So, do you want me to say this one?
Yeah.
Right. So, he worked out his muscles, then he went shopping. JM.
What the hell does that even mean? Worked out his muscles, then went shopping. JM. Is it a band or artist?
It's an artist, but they're obviously in the band. But this is just the artist.
JM. Could you say it again?
He worked out his muscles, then he went shopping.
He worked
JM.
out his muscles, went shopping.
This is a Carl Pilkington level one. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit.
He worked out his muscles and went shopping. JM. Juliet Mike, yeah, not Juliet November or anything.
Yeah, it's like M as in. I don't know. M as in MG.
Imagine if you said that every time on the phone to people. Mike, Juliet, MG, what? MG? No, just M for MG. Oh, so you should be saying shit then. S for shit, MG. I know what George's future prediction's going to be. It's that MGs end up being the best car in the world. And that would be only for old people who don't want to go anywhere or people who don't want to get their car robbed. Because as soon as the robber gets in, I mean, first off, they'd be like, fucking hell, this car's dog shit, I'm not robbing this. But second off, they get in, it would go like half a centimetre and then explode. So that'd be...
And that's taken into account if the wheel's actually on the car.
Oh God! Oh, I genuinely, I don't know the answer. God, I can't think of anything.
Or do you want me to give it to you?
Yeah, I genuinely don't know.
It's Jim Morrison. Because he works out his muscles at the gym and then goes shopping.
For fuck's sake! Oh, that was just. It was good, but it was mental. I'm not really a big fan of him, so I probably wouldn't have thought of him off the top of my head. But yeah, that was a mad one. All right, George, what's your Fartist?
So mine is, I got a job in Italy. I was hired by a man named Matt. It was really a great day. And then the initials are MM.
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 Yeah, okay.
I can only think of one.
Go on then.
Marilyn Manson.
Close, but not close enough.
Who else has
In other
MM?
words, it's wrong.
Marilyn Monroe.
No.
Who else has MM? Is it some weird YouTuber?
It's a male. No, it's a really famous song.
A
Song? No, it's meant to be band or artist, George. George,
well,
you've got...
no, the initials are the artist of... I put this song that made the artist big. And I put the film that it was in.
George, you're just telling us the answers now. Wait, so someone went to Italy and then, what was it? They bummed Michael Jackson or something? What was the clip?
Oh!
Do you give up then?
No,
Well, you haven't even told us anything.
Can we hear the clue again, George?
Oh, bloody hell. Qatar lost. I can't believe this.
Oh, yeah, it was 2-0, wasn't it, to Ecuador? I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I was rooting for Ecuador because Marlon Vera, one of my favourite UFC fighters, is from there. But bloody hell, I can't believe that because don't the home teams always win their first game? I swear they do.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I mean, damn, that's mental, Jack. I can't believe that one, pal. Sorry, what were you saying, George?
I was just saying, it's the same. Qatar was rubbish in that match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they weren't that good. Plus, they gave them a penalty for the first goal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll read mine again then. I got a job in Italy. I was hired by a man named Matt. Oh, what a great day it was.
MM.
MM.
I've got absolutely no idea.
No, I have no clue.
Matt Monroe.
Who?
Matt Monroe, he sung on days like these in the Italian job.
George, he's not famous.
Yes,
George,
he is.
he's not. No one knows who this guy is.
A lot of people know who he is.
George, so you're telling me you've listened to his songs, the music played, Walk Away, all of a sudden, days like these. I mean, these are not. These aren't well known.
Days like these is one of his best songs. I
I'm
know it was in the
baffled.
Italian,
No.
original Italian job.
This is what actually happened. George, it was Marilyn Manson and Marilyn Monroe, and George thought, shit, who else is there? Looked up MM, and then it was the Matt Monroe. I mean, that was rubbish, George. God, that made
Half
no
the
sense.
songs you do, half the people you sound these, nobody knows.
Everyone knows Green Day. People know Blink 182.
Not everyone.
Proper music people know Jim Morrison. A lot of people know
Who knows Jim Morrison?
A lot of people know Smashing Pumpkins. No one knows this Matt Monroe.
No one knows Smashing Pumpkins.
To be honest, I thought George made him up. To be honest with you, I thought it was just something George made up. But yeah.
The thing is, we do it so each other can get it, and they're fairly mainstream as well.
The robot yeah. They're gonna face execution. What bloody football are you watching, Jack? What on earth?
I'd watch more football if that was it.
I think Jack's watching it from the
1800s
again.
Jack knows it.
What's he watching?
He's watching it from the 1800s because it only costs one shilling.
No. Jack's going to execute them. You fucking lost! Jack's going to go around on a mad one. Italian job it's known for. Yeah, self-preservation. He sang the Self-Preservation Society song. Really? I know Jim Morrison's Come On Baby.
That just plays on loop at Jack's house.
Oh, God. Anyway, George, you want to move on to I was just thinking.
Yes, I had a good few this week.
Oh, no.
The ALP hunt down.
I don't even. I think we might have to get rid of George's art. Well, I was just.
You said you were taking pictures of someone who's been on the show before. So is it just like candid pictures of me and James?
No. This one includes a BB gun.
So what happens? You hire a camera crew and you hunt me and Aaron. So Aaron's out doing shopping, helping. For
this includes all five of us.
No, so Aaron's out and about doing stuff, going around, doing his thing, and then George shows up in the middle of a built-up area, starts shooting the BB. Come here! Come here! I mean, and then people are like, who the fuck's this guy with the BB gun? Oh, okay, it's fine, leave him. And then you're trying to run away. I'll kill you! Well, I'll shoot you. And then me, I'm on my computer doing the phone calls at work. Oh, shit, I gotta get under the table. Then I'll take the gun off him, bam! And then there we go. So you failed, George.
Can I explain now?
Go on then.
So basically, with the five of us, we all do rock, paper, scissors until there's one person left who wins. And that person who wins gets the BB gun. And then whatever place we are, cinema, forest, the other 4 have 10 minutes to go and hide,
Are you
and then
kidding
they'll
me?
get hunted down
So
by
you
the
risk,
prey with the BB
so
gun.
you risk
And you
your
can
work.
only be taken out when you're shot by the BB
So
gun.
you risk your worthless bag of arse club card just to get run around the cinema and bloody get. Where would you hide? So we go rock paper scissors, then we run off. The staff say, "What the fuck's he doing with the BB gun? Stop him!" Mew! And then they tackle our good
No,
friend
you'd
Liam.
hire a place out.
So what would happen is Liam would go, "Mew! Get off me!" And then we'd all have ran off. That'd be the end of the video. That'd be rubbish. Then Liam would get arrested. He should take then the gun says property of George Carl. Oh, it's all right. Leave him. Yeah, but we'll still arrest Liam though. What? Break me out, Baldy. I'm coming, son. There we go. So that wouldn't work. And then if we did it in a forest, I mean, it'd take so much effort. All the cameras. I'd give this bloody idea 0. That was rubbish.
All I'm going to say is, George,
If
what part of this video do our clothes come off? Because knowing you, George.
Thing is, if Liam was arrested, we could really clickbait that title.
So you wouldn't use your it powers and get him out of prison then?
And the thing is, we know there's been a lot worse things filmed in forests.
That's 5 years old, George. Coming up to 6.
I'm 22 years old. It makes no difference.
What does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
What happened 5 years ago in a forest, James?
No, it was 2018, not 2017. So it's 4 years, George. And we know what Logan Paul did. He filmed that, and you're still going on about it like it was yesterday. You need to get with the times, George.
Yeah, but George, you're
was-
the reason why there's no Prime in the UK. He's bought out the entire stock.
Yeah, exactly. So you're helping Logan Paul by buying all the Prime and keeping all the bottles. He's just loads of
So my
Prime
second idea then.
George is the biggest free promotion for Prime, just loads of bottles stuck to the house. Oh. So that he sticks it to the MG. Oh, fucking hell, this car's actually worth something now. Bloody hell. Empty Prime.
Well, I mean, it would weigh it down and keep it.
Well, what would you... I give that idea 0. That was Opus. What would you give it, Aaron?
Yeah, I'd probably give it 0 point, recurring 0, and then a 1 at the very end. Just in case we ever need a video idea out there for some weird reason.
Mm-hmm. No, he didn't. Matt Monroe is made up by... Oh, so George was lying. You heard it from the horse's mouth. All right. So what?
George, want to hear my next one?
Yeah.
LP beat each other for the day.
You
So
said
I'm gonna...
B or B?
I think he said B.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, like, I would be James,
Well,
and I'd just go around punching things. Then
Okay, no. So what this idea actually is George is me and goes and does my job, gets me sacked, and then I just sit at home all day on the dime.
I was going
So
to say,
that'd be-
James, this is an amazing idea for you. Just a free day.
Yeah, but then I'll go back to being me, and then I get sacked for bloody George slamming his arse on the computer.
No, you'd get promoted.
I'll be in charge of the whole building. Well, James, welcome back. You're the CEO of X company. Oh, brilliant. Bloody hell, that's great. So I'd be George. George would be me. I don't even understand where this is going. That's mad.
Wait, there's 5 of us. How would we wouldn't be able to switch?
Yeah, there'd be a left man out.
no, they wouldn't.
So one person's going to be 2 people. So you're going to run
What
around
you
as Liam and Ben.
do is
The agenda. Yes, the agenda. Yes.
what you do is like Ben would be Liam, Liam would be Aaron, and then Aaron would be Ben, and then me and James would swap. So it would work like that.
George, so one person's been.
How wouldn't it work? Everyone would be a different person.
So if Ben's Liam, Liam's me, and I'm Ben.
Ben's
That doesn't
you,
work.
You were Liam, and then Liam's Ben.
And then I switched to you, George, and then you switched to me. I don't really
Yeah.
understand. I'm losing track of time.
Well, I'm gonna try and work this out because this.
Oh, why do you want to hear my last one then?
No, wait. I'll just wait. So Ben, Liam, Aaron, Liam. So you've got two people being Liam.
Yeah. So wait. So it's
So they'd both be going yes, gaming channel, yes.
No, Liam would be Aaron would be Ben, then Liam would be
Oh, okay.
Aaron.
yeah. I think
Okay.
that would sort of work. I think.
James is George and George. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. You got that one there, George.
Yeah.
Yeah, you worked that out well. Okay, yeah, I'll give that idea like I'd still only give it like a 4 just because it wouldn't really make any sense. Like I'm living this person's life for a day, I'm living, but it's not. I would have given it a 0 if that didn't work. So yeah, 4 out of 10, George. Fair play.
Do you want to hear my final one?
What would you give it, Aaron?
I'd probably. I don't know what we do. Like we just sort of go right. I'm now Liam, and then
We basically just do each other's day as that person.
so I'd have to go into a certain shop, basically run it for the day, and then
Yes.
yeah, but they'd know I'm not Liam.
And thing is, if James is me,
I just
he
disregard
has
that.
a nice relaxing day.
Yeah, just disregard that. Yeah, they wouldn't know who. I mean, if Liam had to go to Ben's work, they wouldn't know where Ben has gone, and then it wouldn't work. The work would just everyone would tell everyone, all the workplaces would say go away, unless you explain to each workplace like this person's doing this. But the thing is, with my job, George, you need a lot of training, so you wouldn't be able to do it. You just fuck it up.
I can speak on the phone to people.
It's a lot more than that, George. But yeah.
I'll figure it out.
You won't be able to figure it out in a day. Trust me. There's some amazing people who aren't able to get trained on what I do in a day. I'm not saying it's next level hard, but you have to. Anyway, let's just skip. Right, so what would you give it out of 10, Aaron? Like 0 then? Or
2. I'll just give 2.
George, what's the final one?
Can I hear my last one?
Yeah, go on then.
ALP bet on street fights.
So we're gonna go up. I mean, in the West Midlands, like you're gonna have, people are quite vicious in street fights. It's not honourable or respectable.
No, there's a YouTube channel which is set in somebody's back garden where they settle internet beefs by having street fights.
But then, how would we know where the street fight's happening? This doesn't make any sense. So we're meant to predict what other people are going to do. So this internet channel has set up a street fight, and we're meant to...
No.
I've got a better idea.
It's like a 1v1. You choose which person you want to win. And so if your person wins, you win. Whatever the person who chose the loser is betting. So let's just say you were betting Lego set. Aaron was betting his glasses. Your fighter won.
It wouldn't work for me though. It's like
so you'd win Aaron's glasses.
No, so why would I use someone else's glasses? I don't even need glasses, and they wouldn't work for me anyway. So George, how would we set up this street fight anyway?
We'd just watch the YouTube videos.
But that's already happened. It's ridiculous. One of us could go on and watch it already and cheat, so that would be ridiculous. If it was real, if it was like real fights, then it would be cooler. But then we'd be sitting there watching the event and reacting to the. Let's say we bought a YouTuber boxing event. We sat there, all reacted to it, and then Jake Paul KSI knocks out Dylan Dennis. But then someone's got a I'm not being funny, but safe. But I'm going to bet on who I think will win a fight. I'm not going to bet on the opposite person just for the sake of it. So what if me and Aaron both pick KSI? Do we get some of your dime, George? I think that's a better idea.
We'd just choose random videos of the street fights to watch, and we'd each choose 3 items to quote unquote giveaway.
George, I know a way we can improve this. Have you seen an episode
What?
of The Simpsons where Homer becomes a boxer, Mo trains him, and he just gets punched? We'll get you psyched up, George. We'll
So
get you
I'm
in one of
going
these
to
fights.
train
And
you or James to.
No, and then we'll just bet on you. You just stand there and then push him over, make an absolute killing.
Yeah,
You got
that'd
that.
be
You
brilliant.
got that strong chin that you take quite a few.
Yeah, but I don't want to go.
No politically correct term, no feeling, as the saying goes. So,
I wasn't going to talk about the shootings.
what?
What
What are you on
For
about?
the last time, you can't bring a gun to a fist fight. No, I'm joking.
But
I
I
give
can
that.
bring a BB gun.
I give that idea.
The same one we used it in
Are
the
street fights
hunting
illegal
video.
as well? I'm fairly sure they are.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
did
in
think
England,
of
though,
another one, but
what would happen? Like, well, in England, you just get a slap on the wrist, a second in prison, but Georgia get less than that. Georgia get given money for bloody setting up a street fight, instigating fights. Oh, I'll give that 0 out of 10, George. What would you give it, Aaron?
Yeah, I'll say 0 as well.
Well, do you want to move on to our future series?
off another YouTube channel which got a few million views off doing the exact same thing.
So it's not even your idea. Well, it
I
might
know
be.
it's not.
It's just Control C,
Type-
Control vegan.
Type in on YouTube, E-boys bet on street fights.
I'm not interested. Let's just move on to the future. What we think will happen in the future. So, this is my theory. Now, I guess I'm not pressing buttons, but I'm just sort of like, so I don't want any of your daft remarks with this theory, George, but I think is it okay if I just kick you? Yeah, okay. So basically, now I know it's a bit mean to kick George, but I just don't want him to interrupt or say anything, respond badly to anything I'm saying. So you know how for hundreds of years the world was sort of like more. I think for most of human history we've sort of been like quite. I'm getting a bit political, but I think it's fair to say that the world hundreds of years ago was definitely like far right or very, very right wing. There was like slavery and mad traditions and forcing people to do things, and people got barely paid anything for doing horrendous jobs. And I'd say we gradually became more like, the world went from being that to being like more, ultra conservative, and then conservative, then moderate conservative, then centre right, etc. I think it's safe to say that the world nowadays is very like left wing, like the means like the mainstream media and everything. Like, well, it's good that everyone gets treated nicely, which is brilliant, and people are judged for how they act rather than their like genetic material, which is great. I feel like a lot of people are sort of, I don't know, just sort of like, how do I say it without sounding like too daft? Well, a lot of people get offended over small things, but when something big happens, it's like, say if someone says something mean on Twitter, cancel this person, ruin their life. Person goes around shooting, raping, pillaging, beating people up. Oh, anyone can change. That sort of, and there's other things, I'm not going to get too political because YouTube don't like anything that doesn't, like follow their. Well, basically, I don't like anything too conservative, so I'd sort of. I know I've slagged off Joe Biden a bit on the podcast and made a few Blair jokes, but I've mocked Boris Johnson as well a bit, so it's all right. But yeah, my theory is like, because the world used to be very right wing and now it's gone left wing. I feel like eventually the world's going to go right wing again, then left wing, 30 years right wing. Not too right wing, probably. Let's say it goes conservative for 30 years. It goes ultra liberal for 30 years. I feel like it's going to keep going back and forth for ages. That's how I feel. I think the world will go like that. Yeah, that's just what I think. I feel like that'll happen in the future. Politically, the general feeling. I know there are a lot of countries that aren't like Qatar and Dubai. They don't really treat everyone the best. So I know there are other countries that are quite right wing and far right. I'd say, I guess more so the West then. Let's say the West, like, I feel like for 30 years it will be more conservative, then 30 years it'll be more liberal, and etc. And it will just keep going like that. That's one of my future predictions. What do you think? Do you think it'll happen, or do you think it'll just stay left wing for ages, or do you think the world might become centrist? What do you think? Or do you think that's a true theory, or for the future?
Sorry, I shouldn't say this on the podcast, but something George has put in the chat is ridiculous.
Oh.
But just
I'm glad I kicked him out for this. Thank God.
But yeah, just getting back on track. Yeah, I think. Well, they say history repeats itself, and I guess it just goes in waves, doesn't it? Because it's about every 20 years, isn't it? A new generation pops up, or every 25 years. So I think with each generation, it's going to change, isn't it? So we'll go slightly one way and then correct itself and then correct itself again. And it'd just be like a little spiral, wouldn't it? Just between the two, sort of staying obviously fairly close to the middle. But
yeah, so you'd say it's true then?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard to say it's true because it's the future, isn't it? But I wouldn't be surprised if it does go like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know every different countries in the world do different things. Obviously, like Nigeria have some far right things because they're like no diversity in any of the adverts for any migrants. It's just got to be Nigerian people, which, in my opinion, directors and producers, they should just choose whoever they think is best for the role. The government shouldn't be coming in and saying you can't hire X people or you have to hire X people. It should just be whoever they want because it's their film. So yeah, there's obviously, I know there'll always be like countries that are ultra conservative or ultra liberal or left wing or whatever. But I just sort of meant like a general sense. I guess that was a bit of a mad one. ALP gets slightly political. I know you guys. George, no, that's ridiculous.
I was going to say, when you were talking, if people saw me going like, it's not because of what James is saying, it's just because of what I was reading.
George has put outlandish things in the chat. I'm very goodness, ridiculous. What do you think? It's a true theory or false, George? Or do you think it will most probably happen or not? I'm a bit scared now. I'm really worried.
I was typing a text in the chat. I think it probably will because it's getting so much to one side of the political scale that at some point it's just going to break and go back to a different part of it. Basically, just like you say, you could just go back and forth each time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let's move on to. I really am interested in George's theories of the future. So sorry, Aaron, I would like George to go next, just because.
No, that's fine. I'm looking forward to this as well.
Yeah. Go on, George.
Actually, it's not as bad as you'd think mine are.
Well, I mean, it's bad.
The one is that we won't have flying cars, but we will have automated cars, like fully automated.
Gee. For the hope of mankind, I hope that a certain brand does not make automated cars.
No, what I mean is, if you think about it, you have Tesla autopilot right now, which is getting better and better. And I think in about 10, 15 years, we will have fully automated cars.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant in 10 or 15 million years. 15 million?
No, 10 or 15 years, like a century.
We're not going to have flying cars in 15 years. Have you gone mental?
No. I said we're not going to have flying cars. Like people said for years and years back in the day. But we'd have fully automated cars.
We're not going to have something is your prediction. We're not going to have anything in the future.
No, I'm talking about fully automated cars.
It'll drive itself. Well, we had that now, didn't we? And it crashed because the sun sent it in the wrong direction, didn't it?
No, but it's not fully automated.
It was. Didn't you say someone...
You can stay in the middle of a motorway or park up, but you can't have it so you don't have to touch a wheel, or there'll be no engine in the car or anything like that. So it's fully automated.
All right, so you're saying, George, that when you get in, there's like no pedals, no wheel, nothing like that.
There's no on button. It just goes.
Well, there's going to be wheels.
Well, there's one car that doesn't. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I sort of agree to some extent. I think people will be lazy
Yeah.
enough to want that. Yeah.
I mean, so the theory is that cars will be fully automated in 2038.
2030, 2040, probably.
How many cars are you thinking will be automated? Just like the top ones, or just a general standard thing?
I think it would probably be general at that point. Kind of like
No,
how Teslas are general cars now.
no, but they're just automatics. They're not like automatic self-auto. Well, they're not just like they're not on
Yeah, what I
autopilot.
mean is in like 10, 15 years, they probably will be fully automatic.
No.
And it
Well,
will probably be Tesla doing it as well.
I think the maybe some creme of the creme experimental cars might be like fully automated, just drive themselves. But I don't think like I don't think it'll be every single car because you got to realize that's going to be a really hard
Oh no,
thing.
it's not going to be every single car. It's just going to be a few certain makes of cars.
No, I don't even think that. I think it'll just be top creme of the creme cars that might have it and it'll be able to go on small journeys. I don't think it'll be like a general thing, personally.
Yeah, I think at first it's probably going to be top of the creme.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'd say if you're saying creme of the creme, top elite cars, yeah, I think it could do small journeys. But if you think general or a lot of cars, I'd say no. That's just my opinion. And what would you say, Aaron?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about it because when you think about cars like 15 years ago from now, and you look at cars now, you think, oh, they've improved a lot. But
Some
I'm not
haven't.
yeah, I'm not.
Autopilot
I'm
in
not.
general.
I'm just not sure.
15 years ago, you wouldn't have had that.
Yeah, but in some aspects, cars are like far more unreliable now, and so I wouldn't be surprised if that is an option. But I think it would take longer for things to get into effect.
So yeah, from what you said, George, from all the information you gave, even though you changed bits and pieces, I would lean towards. I'd say no. But if it is just creme of the creme cars, if that's what you meant, I'd say yeah.
Yeah,
But
like some of the creme, yeah.
yeah, okay, creme of the
Like
creme,
top,
elite.
like royalty.
Yeah, so then I think that would be true, but it'd only be small journeys. But yeah, what's your theory for the future then, Aaron?
Mine's sort of like the opposite of George. Well, to some extent, is how over the past sort of 10, 20 years, everyone's become a lot more reliant on technology like phones and stuff.
Yeah.
My sort of theory is that, and I'm not saying it's going to be like some massive war or something, but I think there's going to be an event where people stop using phones as much, either because there's not any need for them or something happens that makes people concerned about using them.
Interesting.
So it'd be like less phone use and people becoming more aware about privacy and stuff like that.
I mean, what I think of that. Oh, go on, George.
I say, like, if there was like a massive data breach, which shocked like the whole world.
It would be like I don't know. There could be some event where it's like people have to use, because this is a mental example, but in Modern Warfare 2, to get into to actually sign up for Modern Warfare 2 for the beta, you had to give your mobile phone number for some weird reason. And I think there's just going to be loads of things like that where you just end up treating people end up giving away so much data that, like, the public on the whole just lose interest, and or just something else arises where they have to stop using phones.
I mean, I think it would be something like China or Russia shooting down satellites. And then I know that sounds mental, but I feel like that's more that could happen, and then people
I think
just
that's happened now.
and people are just forced to stop using their phones. It's the thing is with social media, it's quick, it's easy. You don't have to send a letter to someone. You can contact someone really quick. So I think maybe people would use phones a lot less at certain points of their lives. Maybe something big happened, people would be like, "Oh, let's stop using it as much." See, I think people would use it less, but I don't think they'd completely cut it off fully.
Yeah, because I mean, there's always something that's gonna, with all the sort of best technology, there's always something waiting to replace it, isn't there?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So I'd say, yeah, I'd lean towards a more yes side, but more so like less usage rather than completely throwing technology and social media in the bin.
yeah.
What about you,
Yeah,
George?
so, yeah, I agree with you with that one.
You know George's picture, that's actually George after his plastic surgery was successful. So it's very, and it's actually video chat. He's just stuck there like this.
Just put it
Like,
and
yeah.
from the future.
It's George after one sip of the particle of a certain alcoholic beverage that isn't alcoholic. It's just tap water.
I mean, to be honest, no, that guy who's in the photo,
I
he did
looked on the back of it. It's 3.1 units.
3.1 units. It's not in no units is an amount. Like units is a quantity, not a percentage of a drink.
Yeah, it's like alcohol units per week, like that sort
Yeah.
of thing.
So George, you made that up. You've got that completely wrong. Do you mean it's 3%?
Almost of them.
I don't, George. I had
That's
when me, you, and Aaron were at Weatherspoons in 2020. I had some of that, and it was not. It was very light. It was really lightweight.
what was a good thing. I got a massive bottle of it next to me.
Yeah, but it's basically drinking lemonade. That's all it is, George. It's a fact. It's not. There's no disputing this. The Smirnoff Ice is just lemonade. It's not.
James, the alcohol units
Well, that's
in,
fine by
in
me.
Smirnoff Ice, and I'm not making this up, 0.04.
I mean, Aaron's just fact checked it, George. You were pulling numbers out your bum as usual.
I read it
And
off the bottle. It's literally right next to me.
no, you need to put your
I
glasses
just
on
read
or
it
your
wrong.
contact. No, you need to put your contact lenses on, George.
I just read it wrong.
Oh! I'm a broadcaster. I'm a broadcaster. I'm a broadcaster. Words are my tool. Never mind.
0.04. I'm
Do
fairly
you want to
sure.
hear my second one? Because it kind of links into
No. It's me. It's me next,
Aaron's
George.
one.
I was going to say that the person in George's photo. I'm not knocking your face, Aaron, but obviously your face is slightly. It looks more slick than before, but it's got a bit of skin to it. So
Yeah.
that guy, he also had a lot of skin to his face.
Jeez, I didn't realise I could do that far. I'm obviously it's getting looser on my face. And now I'm going to show you my belly. No, I'm joking.
Oh, hey! Get your belly out for the lights. Boom, 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 boom. Slam the belly on the table. No, but that person in George's photo, he used to have a bit of a lot of skin on his face, but he slimmed his face down. So I wouldn't be ashamed of being that guy. I think fair play, you've slimmed your face down. You don't want it too slim. You don't want it like you've gone on a weight cut for 30 pounds, dehydrated yourself. But obviously, yeah, you want to. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being that guy. And George has just left. No. Oh, George, never mind. We'll just do the rest without him. So my next thing. Oh, he's back. He's back.
You got too drunk and quit? No, I'm joking.
No, I was checking it, the eBay thing. That's all.
Okay, your picture's nothing, George.
Well, it should be something.
Anyway, I'll go on to my theory now. So yeah, my theory for the future is that I think that gaming will become insanely portable in the console realm. Switch sold 100 million now, hasn't it, over the years it's been out? You've got the Steam Deck. people in Japan are obviously worked really, really hard, you know, with the way they run things. They do mad hours, and mobile gaming is very convenient. And I think, well, portable gaming, sorry, not mobile gaming, but yeah, even mobile gaming though, that is convenient. But yeah, portable gaming is very convenient. Pick up the Switch, play it, or play it on the train to work or whatever, etc. All good in the neighborhood. So I think things like Xbox and PlayStation. I think Xbox will definitely soon. I think in like the next 5 years they will go to the portable realm, just because nothing's worked. I know. Like they've got their bloody console exclusives here and there, but I think they'll probably make some really powerful portable console, just because the Xbox Series X and bloody the Xbox One haven't really sold well at all. So they're probably going to think, shit, what can we do next? If they want some big games, they can just put them on PC instead, can't they? They can just be like, oh, it's on Steam or the Microsoft Store. I think PlayStation will keep the console gaming for a while, but I think eventually they'll think, shit, people want more convenience. A computer, I think PC game will still be around though, forever, until the world blows up. I'm not just saying that because I've got a gaming laptop, but I genuinely think it will, just because there's always an audience for that, just because a lot of people. I feel like, you know, a piece of hardware that you can upgrade and play pretty much nearly every generation on will always be useful. While things like, you know, an Xbox 360, it'd be pretty irrelevant to have that now, wouldn't it? Unless you have certain games you love playing on. So I think PCs will always be there, but I think like eventually all consoles will lean towards. I feel like there might be a console version. It depends how well the consoles do, but I think they'll definitely lean towards more portable gaming. Something you like the Switch, you can stick it in and play it on your telly, or you can play it out and about. That's what I think they'll do anyway. Just because it's convenient for people, it'll get more people on the bandwagon, and all that jazz. So I think probably in about 80 years, everyone will just be playing portable games, because a computer used to be as big as a suitcase. Now it's, you know, you can have all the power of a computer from the 80s on your phone. So yeah, I think that will happen. What do you guys think?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, because although there's obviously the stereotype that a lot of gamers are like, you know, they just want like the best settings and all that. I think predominantly most people don't care. They just want convenience, don't they? So I wouldn't be surprised, and especially Microsoft, because they've already got Windows. Well, they've got association that they were Windows, so it would literally just be like making a Microsoft branded tablet that they or something like that. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
So I'll take that as a yes then. George, what do you think? George,
you're saying that the Switch is the worst thing now?
I don't have blasphemy on this podcast.
No, but what do you think of what I said?
I think it's probably true.
Okay. Well, I thought you'd have more to say, because I'm basically saying that your favourite way of gaming, which is the Switch, is going to become the future. I thought you'd have loads.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, but I thought you'd be celebrating. You'd be like, "Yes, I can't wait for this. This is going to be the best thing ever." But I mean,
well, thing is, my second one kind of fits in with both of your second theories.
Okay, cool. But before we get to that, I just want to say, Aaron, you know, on the meme stream, I know this is really mental to bring up, but George said that he would be a head in a jar if he could have not all the collectibles in the world, just the newest, latest Doctor Who collectibles. He said he'd be a head in a jar. And I actually told one of my mates at work, and they were laughing their head off. I didn't say your name, George. I just said one of my mates. And then he was laughing his head off, and he's like, "What quality of life would that be? Just a head in a jar." And then you've got a Doctor Who toy, like a Futurama. I said, yeah, but he also said that he'd sort of be like a robot Nixon from Futurama. They were like, what's that? And I'm like, well, it's a head in a jar, but it's got a robot body. But he actually said that on the podcast, and then he said, all right, the robot body. And I said, yeah, but you wouldn't have anything on your body. You wouldn't be able to feel anything. And then he's like, well, I'll have it so my dick's on my body. And I'm like, that wouldn't work, George. It wouldn't work. Well, a robot. Like, he basically said he'd have his dick and balls attached to the robot body, but he wouldn't be able to feel anything. They'd basically be dead. So like I don't. It'd be like a digging up a corpse and sticking parts of corpse. It'd be basically it'd be nothingness. Like, how would that work? Unless he means a robot, dick. But how would that be wired up to feel in his head? I don't understand.
Well, they just put it on top of the jar, like where he's for it.
That's where it is now. That's why George has his camera. You're my dickhead. Oh. Oh God! All right, George, what's yours?
Mine is that with phones, computers, TV, any like controllable device, you will be able to do it telepathically.
Yeah, this one was already said on the Ricky Gervais show, but go on.
Best you have a chip put in your head or your arm, or like these special glasses that do it for you, basically.
Special glasses. So would you just be forever watching hentai?
I hope there's not speakers on there, because if you're on the bus,
you have to have different genres sometimes to make it all fresh and new.
Different what?
oh, I was going to say a joke then about the
The genres.
Different genres. Can you send that to me, Aaron? The joke you were gonna say.
Oh,
I'll definitely send you some, James.
Oh no. Nah, but the thing is, so you think we'll just have a chip in our head and we'll access Google on the glasses?
I think so, or do it telepathically through your brain.
Okay, I mean, in 100 years maybe. Hello, Sean. Thanks so much for joining, man. Hope you're well. Big up.
I did send you that, James. I don't know.
I'll just check it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that can happen in like 100 years. Yeah.
I mean, really, with VR headsets and stuff, it's not.
Oh
really too far off.
no! Oh goodness! Oh, I mean, if that was playing out loud, I mean, you get arrested for a second, and then they just let him off after a few noises. But I think that could be true in 100 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it's slowly getting towards the point where, well, yeah, it is. So yeah, I'd probably say that will probably happen. Yeah.
All right, Aaron, let's go on to your theory.
All right, my last one is a bit mental. I'm not gonna lie, but it's basically, I don't know how to word this without sounding like a bit of a mental person, but you know how there's a lot of like AI robots and chatbots and stuff you have to deal with in business and all that.
Yeah.
Basically, my theory is that they're going to get more and more. They're going to like discriminate against more people over the time, just because of the way that they were initially programmed and they've learned.
So George will reprogram them to say very nasty things to people.
Well, I was looking it up, and Microsoft had a chatbot, and it was as soon as they launched it, it was just spamming racist words out.
God, are you sure some mental hacker didn't just hack into it? And
well, they said because they can't program it directly for the most part, because that would take like a ridiculous amount of time. So they just give it algorithms to learn from chats, and it picked up on all these racist words and was just spamming them out. So
it could be because you get a lot of mental trolls who just put stupid stuff in chats, and then that gets like the biggest reaction off people because they're like, "I'm deleting this message," or like, "Don't say that," or they ban them from the chat. So maybe it's because it's like the most heinous words that gets the biggest reaction. So that's probably where the AI got it from. So you think AIs will just start going mad and having to go at everyone in the future?
I think it'll get to a point. I guess really what I'm trying to say is they'll become self-aware enough where they slowly start to imitate humans, and humans a lot of humans discriminate against others. So a robot's going to take that on and discriminate against people and other robots.
Sir, please say, I read the book. I read the book. I read the book. Sir, don't fucking say wed the book. You didn't wed the book. You didn't get married to the book. Say, I read the book. I read the book. I read the book. Now let me speak to a call agent. Listen to me, you fucking imbecile. Say, read the book. I read it. I read it. I read it. Read the book. Read. We're not on about a clarinet read, sir. Read the book. Read the book. Read the book. So, it was an AI. It was me, you stupid idiot.
He was just on the other phone. Just-
oh. I think, yeah. I mean, I think AIs will start going mad eventually and saying stupid things to people. Yeah, it can definitely happen. Picking up on the worst of a bad human trait in trolling and having a go at people and winding people up. See, I think that can definitely happen. Yeah, I'll say yes to that one. George,
yeah.
What?
Do you think it'll happen or not?
I think probably, yeah.
You do it right now. You pretend to be.
Give it about 5 years, it'll probably happen.
George just hacks into phone services and starts going mad at people.
Oh no.
Oh god. All right. Well, that was the theories of the future. Might do another one eventually, like conspiracy theories. Might as well. That was a decent laugh. So yeah, let's move on to. We might as well leave George's addictions last. Save George putting his camera on. And so let's move on to legit or a bit. George, have you got a legit or a bit? Aaron, do you want to be detective? Because it is fun seeing you trying to figure out George's shizzle.
I've got one, but I'd have to tell it to George.
Okay, go on. Well, you two can just go head to head. I can just enjoy and just sit back.
Okay. Do you want to go first, George, or do you want me to go first? George.
I can't hear you! George, what's going on? Where are you?
Oh, it's that time of
Okay,
day, Jane.
just talk to me then.
What were you doing?
I was just listening.
He's got to get in his 7 a day. On Gavin and Stacey, I know you don't like Aaron, but there's this hilarious scene where Smithy's going on about how he busted 3 out in a few hours, and then Stacey just randomly says oh yeah, I had 5 with a magazine earlier, thinking about something really random, and then everyone's just like, and then Gavin's like, and then Smithy's like, the Welsh, filthy, ain't they? I mean, actually, I don't think you'll find that very funny. Actually, I don't even know why I said it. Sorry, yeah. George.
I've got a fact for you guys.
No. Go on then.
When you pour cold water versus pouring hot water, they sound different.
All right then, Aaron, what's your legit or a bit?
All right, so are we just going to let that pass?
I mean, it sounds. It depends how. It depends on the waters. No, George. It depends on the water.
The viscosity.
It's part of the prophecy. What are you on about?
Viscosity.
Oh, all right. It's how liquidy it is, I guess.
Yeah.
So it actually does sound different then when it drops. Hot water sounds different to cold water.
Yeah. If you listen to it, there is a difference. It's slight, but people can tell which one's which, even when they're not looking.
Is that because it's hot and it's poured onto them?
Ah! Oh, yeah, that's hot water. That's hot water.
Oh, that one's really hot. I wonder what this one's like. It's even more hot.
Right, so you pour hot water onto him, that's hot, and then you pour the cold one on, and they go, "Oh yeah, that's all right." That's the
His
difference.
scream. I think you meant the scream sound different, George. The one there's a massive scream saying "Help me, please! They've kidnapped me." The other one's saying, "Oh, that's cold."
Yeah, probably.
Can we just go on to legit or a bit then?
Yeah.
I've had enough.
Okay. Do you want to say yours first, George, or do you want me to say mine?
I'll go for mine. I went to the shops the other day
True. Yep.
and
Bought the whole place.
I saw a little kid strapped into one of them harnesses that their parents pull along, and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
sitting on the floor with his legs out while his dad was dragging him across the floor.
Okay.
I mean, this is a bit of a cop out one. This is like I could go out and say, "Oh, I saw a fox, poo on dog poo," and then I went me, and then ran off naked. Well, that's not true. Well, it was true. That's a bit of a cop out one.
Should we do this true or false thing? Because it is George.
Yeah.
All right. I will take my headphones out and I shall turn around. So.
But George, put your camera on. Do for true and go for false. No. You have to look away. Oh wait, no, Aaron, we haven't done it. We haven't done it yet.
All right.
Get your headphones out.
Okay.
Turn away, quick. George, quick, do it. Go. Or quick. Oh, you can just say because he's got his headphones out. Is it true or false?
It's true.
Oh, what a pile of shit. All right. How do we? Okay, Aaron's back. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's all right. Yeah, George said.
I just realised as I turn around, I wasn't going to be able to tell when to turn back. But okay. So you witnessed a kid getting dragged in a harness across the floor.
Yes.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Stab in the dark. I feel like you might have told us that before, so I'm going to say it's false. So a bit.
It is true.
No.
Yeah, George told me it was true. Yeah, so
I saw it the other day when I was at the shop, and it had just been dragged along the floor.
George, how the hell are you so tired? I don't understand how you're so tired.
George,
I'm not tired. I've just turned the brightness up to full in it, and it's blinding me.
You look completely. Why are you? I mean, imagine if we started the podcast like this. Imagine if I just whip my phone out, no mic, no decent camera.
This is literally what H3H3 does in every single podcast.
No, I'm sorry, I've got to kick George out. He doesn't do that. It's a professional setup with him, and as much as I'm not a fan of H3H3, it's a proper setup. Him and Ela, or whatever her name is, sit there across from their guest. I nearly said political guest then, but they've had quite a few political people on. But yeah, they sit across from their guest. It's not that H3H3 doesn't lie in bed all the time with a crap, a phone quality mic, and it's like, "Hello everyone, the H3H3 podcast." He doesn't do that, does he? Ridiculous. So I don't understand that, George. Why are you not? He doesn't do it. He doesn't.
Okay, for next podcast, I will get a whole 10 minutes of H3H3 slouching in his chair.
That is a lot different
From his podcast.
That's not even his bed.
Me just being like this, and then me being like that. There's not really that much difference.
What? First it went from he's doing exactly what I'm doing, lying in the bed wanking. Next it's like, he slouches at a chair for 10 minutes. What's that got to do with anything? God, I give up. George, can we, Aaron, you say you're legit or a bit?
All right, so I've told. Oh, I know. I know. I just need to think how I needed to add that then. So, the other day I went to a certain place that we all know,
What
and
was the place?
nothing. Can I just say the
You
well,
can put it in
it's
the
a
chat
place
if you
that.
want. I think I know.
Oh, I don't have a keyboard to type.
I'll type in the chat.
I was joking, by the way.
Oh, okay.
No, it's the one beginning with S.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I was there doing, just doing whatever I was doing, and I went in the toilets. Nothing. I didn't do anything weird in the toilets, and then when I was
Are you
washing my
sure about
hands,
that?
yeah, I'm fairly sure. And then when I was washing my hands, I noticed this sort of guy wandering behind me, and then I looked to my left, looked to my right, looked back to my left again, and there was this guy, and he was what can only be described as washing his bollocks in the sink. And then he walked over to the hand dryer and put them in the hand dryer. And then he walked out.
And that was Liam.
I mean, if it was Liam, I'd be laughing my ass off. I genuinely would be crying. I mean, most people would be like, "What the fuck?" If Liam was washing his balls in a sink, I'd be kind of concerned, but I'd be too busy dying of laughter. I mean, they'd be more annoyed at the loudness of my laughter of him washing his saggy balls in the sink.
Wait, James,
Yes!
how do you know that?
Well, I don't know. So your balls are inside you, George. The temperature, your balls wouldn't work if they're inside your body instead of hanging below.
No, but you literally described what they look like.
I just said saggy balls. Everyone's balls hang low.
True.
I forgot. What point even was that? So you're fantasizing about me knowing that Liam's balls hang low?
No, I just wondered how it came to your mind, basically.
If I said, I know this sounds mental, but if I said Aaron's big belly or big ass or big boobies, it's not because I've seen his boobies or belly or ass. It's because I'm assuming because he's a somewhat big guy that he's got big boobies.
Plus, you've seen me many times naked. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I've seen Aaron Lowe's naked. He's showed up to the pub, boom, boom, dancing and laughing around the pub, and slamming his belly on the table.
Yeah, I do remember that, but actually.
No, we didn't invite you, George. You would have exploded.
We would have seen the spunk coming about a mile away. Just you riding the tidal wave.
No!
Oh.
Right, so George, have you got any questions for Aaron's story? Oh God.
What were you getting in a certain town?
I don't know actually. No, I can't remember. I was just there.
Alright, I think I've got mine if James has got his.
No, I'm not getting you versus Aaron. I'm not partaking.
Alright, so I've got my screen up and I'm not looking at it at all. Like my eyes are.
So George, you've got your
closed
thing
off.
off, so you can just look.
No, George, no. I'm sorry because you're the legit or a bit champion. That's why we treat you like that. Because
Hang on.
I will message James. I've messaged James it now.
No, I'm not being rude, George. I do sort of trust. I'm not saying I don't trust you, but like you're the legit or a bit undisputed champion. We have to do those checks.
Hang on, look at my face.
Oh, I forgot.
George,
James,
no, I'm not doing that.
I'm not looking, James. I'm not looking. No, Joe. Oh.
All right, no, okay, no, just stop that, George. Just stop it. All right.
Whoops, I just realised my
Guess
camera's really
then,
low.
George.
So what do you want me to do?
Guess.
Oh, alright. I'm gonna go with 2.
Oh, well done, George. That was just a stab in the dark, wasn't it? But
The thing
quite,
is,
quite literally.
no. The thing is, Aaron did tell me this story days ago. So well done, George. How did you know it was true? Because there has to be some sort of I know I know you're like. Well, I know when you're lying, George, but you're a good liar in the sense that you continue the lie so much. People just stop. People, if it was a court case, you just keep saying the lie, and they'll be like, "Oh, he's innocent. I give up. Who cares?" Yeah. But like the thing is, how do you know that Aaron's lying? Then what's the caboodle? I mean, how did you know?
It just felt like something Aaron would see.
Wow,
Yeah,
well,
that's one of my pastimes, going into toilets and.
No, but you know the mad thing. You know that area. I'm not going to say the area, but like people at work, because obviously I work, in Birmingham. The thing is, like, one of my mates there, he's like, oh, that area. I went on work experience there years ago, and it seemed like quite a nice town. Like the actual town centre bit. He's like, oh, I like it. And I'm thinking, he says that good stuff, and then there's a bloke washing his balls in a fucking toilet. I mean, it's better than people going around like robbing people or shooting or stabbing, but it's not. It's far from a nice area. If I went to an area and there was a bloke washing his balls in the sink, I'd leave. I'd be like, I'm done here, man. I'm done. Oh God, let's just go on to George's addiction. Jeez, Louise.
Right. Okay. Hang on, I need to make sure this camera works.
Oh dear.
Right, here we go. Yes, the lighting stays on. So I have 3 CDs here. Each one a Japanese Hanshu Namiku 1. There you go.
So is this how much they all are combined then?
Yes. How much each of these were?
Each.
And give me a full.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna guess in total they were. I can't really imagine you. I know you splurge a lot of money on some collectibles, but I can't imagine you going mad for a CD. So I'm gonna guess in total they were all probably about 20 quid.
Right.
I'll say 25, using the same logic as James.
65.
Oh, what? George, you've got a problem. You need help. 65 quid for.
Hang on, these were collected separately over 3 years, probably.
Over 3 hours. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
3 hours, 4 wanks. No.
I do have
Have you
2
got any-
more that I didn't put
Technically,
in this
Aaron,
equation, though.
I think because it's me and James guessed very close to each
No,
other.
obviously, yeah, you won. Like, you guessed close, and even if I guess 1p and you guessed 5p, that's still a win for the closer one. So you've got another George's addiction then.
I only had that one planned out. I can try and find some.
No. You don't need to find anything else. We can leave it there. It's fine. So yeah, before we end it off, I've just got a small update. Obviously, I might as well get the community page post up. Actually, I know the podcast isn't watched by many people. I'd rather this be out there than not be out there. So yeah, a bit more of a sort of serious moment now. Obviously, I've had a good laugh on the podcast. It's been a really great laugh, but I am actually going to take a bit of time away from the podcast. It does depend. I don't want to go into detail about what's going on because it's just like it's something that's happened with a family member that's happened. I don't want to spread any of. I don't when it's someone else's business. Especially when it's someone close to you. I'd rather not make it public. If it was me myself, I would talk about it, but I probably wouldn't want to go into much detail. I'll probably just say this has happened and that's that. But yeah, all I want to say though, like, you know, I do enjoy the podcast, and it depends how events unfold in a few weeks. If shit goes well, I'll probably come back in 2 weeks, probably, or 3 weeks, do another podcast then. If shit goes bad, then it could be a lot longer. I don't know when I'll feel up to editing videos myself. I'm not sure. But I do want to just say very quick. Actually, I'll copy and paste this because honestly, I received the news on Friday, and I'm glad I got to rest on the weekend, because if I'd received the news in the week, I would have been like, fuck, man. I would have really struggled to go to work. So, yeah, please, everyone, take these words on board seriously, because while this is generic, you've got to appreciate your loved ones and hold on to good things while you have them, because life changes insanely drastically, man. Like, I had a knuckle injury in 2017. I Thai boxed from June 2009 to early 2017, and my knuckle just, oh shit, George is gone. My knuckle just hurt from whatever, I'm assuming it's nerve damage. The MRIs, it came up as nothing. But I might do a story time video about that another time. I don't know. But anyway, point being, that knuckle injury that made me lose being able to Thai box properly. I haven't tried since. I'm not really bothered at the moment. But life changed in that moment. Like in a way for the better, because I've become a better person. I wouldn't be doing this podcast now. I probably wouldn't have started it in the first place. I wouldn't be hanging around with the people I'm hanging around with currently. So I think it did happen for the best. I've become more of a humble, nicer guy. But yeah, life can change very, very drastically in such a short amount of time. So just please hold on to your loved ones and just try and appreciate what you've got currently. I'm not saying go mad every day and, invest £1 million in belly button fluff or go absolutely ballistic on mad sessions. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying try and breathe it in and just think, family, God, country, or if you're an atheist, family and country, friends, whatever, and friends in the previous family, God, country as well. Those are the most important things, loved ones, etc. So yeah, and also this bit amount of time, things can go wrong out of nowhere. And Sean said, well said. Thank you very much, Sean. And Sean has said this publicly, so I just want to say, in Sean's life, please don't, take offense to me saying this, Sean, but you've said it in your videos, but like, your life obviously changed drastically with the ME. Like you were making videos at one point, and then the ME got bad, and then you haven't really been able to make videos since. And I'd imagine in your general life, it's quite difficult to do things with ME. So your life changed drastically in a short amount of time. You were going from doing videos to not being able to do videos. I know you did a podcast recently in a Lego review, which I really respect you. The hustle and the mental toughness it took to do that. But yeah, the point is, with anything, life can just change out of nowhere. So please just try and hold on to good things. Please just try and, just take it in and breathe it in, because shit can change so quick. I spent a lot of this year worrying about absolute nonsense, and only like in September and October, shit has sort of hit the fan. And genuinely, the shit I was worrying about is sort of like just inner demons beforehand, and I guess I'm still worrying about them a bit, but like now, like since September, shit has actually hit the fan, in different ways, and it's actual bad shit that's happening at the end of the day. So all I can say is, although it's easy to not worry about shit, and it's easy to not worry about shit when it's easy to worry about the little things when shit ain't happening to you, and it's totally makes sense, but just try and hold on to shit, as I say. Thanks, man, no worries, Sean. But as I say, just hold on to shit. And the main update is that I'm not really, I don't know when I'll edit videos next or upload a video. I'll probably do some just chatting streams once a week, maybe just me talking for half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever, maybe 40 minutes. Yeah, I'll probably just, I might come back to the podcast in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, just depends how shit unfolds, But yeah, maybe, obviously no pressure on the Azalator or George or Liam or Ben or anyone, but Aaron might do a few cheeky pods here and there with GC.
I'd
So,
actually come and do one.
yeah, so
But I just want to say, like, anybody who's going through something always needs to remember that there is always going to be people to talk to who would be happy to hear them out and talk about what's happening and try and help as much as possible as well.
yeah, I mean, the thing is that those are brilliant words, but not everyone is lucky as myself to have people to sort of go to and chat to and call
Of
people
course.
around them. Not everyone is that lucky, If you are that lucky, yeah, please talk to people. Please, realize that your friends and family care about you. Try and surround yourself with good people and just talk to them, really. If you haven't got people to talk to around you, try and contact a therapist. I know they're quite pricey. Try and contact a mental health phone line just to get shit out there, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what else is there from me to really say? There might be some videos from Aaron, but obviously there might not be. Depends what you're doing and how busy you are and what you want to do, etc. Might be some podcasts from Aaron, George, Lee, and Ben. Whatever might not be.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. But might be back in a few weeks. Might be longer. Who knows? That's all I got to say. Have you guys got any vids or anything that you want to talk about? Or
I've got one or two planned. There's some pre-recorded that need to go up, but I've got a nice card video planned whenever I can go and pick up that new set.
like a review video?
Yeah, basically, like a pack opening.
Okay. As a later 0.9,000, have you got any? Anything fun?
Yeah, I've got a few video. Well, not a few. I've got like 2 or 3, and I'm gonna try and get maybe a couple podcasts out before the end of the year. So yeah, that's pretty much my plans.
Fair dues. If you guys do any in the next 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be cool to be the viewer and type some comments on, because I remember the last one you did, because I took 4 weeks off just for the sake of it, just because I've been doing pods for X amount of time. That I actually didn't get to watch it live because I was doing the no internet challenge for the week. So hopefully
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but hopefully if you guys do one, I'll be able to tune in this time, and yeah, it'll be cool to
definitely.
be the observer and the viewer. There's one last point I was going to make, but I genuinely just
I was going to say as well, a little bit of a plug. Me and Aaron have both uploaded vlogs about Comic-Con as well, if people wanted to go and check them out.
Yep, go and check those out. Anyone who's watching or anyone who watches this back, go and check those out. Most definitely, yeah. There was one last thing I wanted to say, but I genuinely just can't remember it off the top of my head. I guess we'll leave that there. Then I genuinely can't remember. So, yeah. I said most shit I wanted to say, so I guess we'll leave that there. Any final messages or?
No,
wait, I remember now. Sorry to interrupt you. I genuinely remember now. Yeah. No matter what happens, no matter how events unfold, I will most probably be here for the Christmas special one. Even if which will hopefully be on December 17th. Even if I'm not here for podcasts or anything from here on out till December 17th, I'll definitely be there for the Christmas special one, no matter how events unfold the next few weeks. So, yeah, that's all. That's what I wanted to say. That's all I got to say. Yeah, any final messages from you guys?
Be ready for my Christmas video to react to.
Oh, no.
It's going to be insane.
Oh dear.
It's not like 25 days in one video.
Don't ever attempt anything like that again, George, because that was ridiculous. I remember I said to you, you need to record 25 videos in advance, and you were like, well, that's not the challenge. And I'm like, no, it is. Who makes 25 videos in 25 days in actual decent quality?
Believe me, I'm never doing that again.
It was ridiculous because he was like, I swear you got 5 days in, then and you gave it like 2 days.
I did 17 overall.
No, you didn't. That never happened, George.
I-
It was
No,
only.
no,
I
George,
did.
you
I
got,
got
you
to
got to the
episode
17th. You got to the 17th of December and had like 15 videos. I think it was something like that.
And the thing is, one of them was a bloody video that I made for him, that I edited. I think it was the Mario review or a console video. I can't remember. I think it was the Mario one, yeah. But the thing is, what happened was George got a few days in. Then one video was just him filming some 3DS and 3DS games. He said, you choose," and then he did not. I think he didn't do any of them because no one chose. And that was just the end. That was just the end of the 25 days of shit.
Oh,
Oh god, that was a crap Christmas present. But don't attempt. I think honestly, I think for those I think you had the right idea, but you should have just made it into one big Christmas special instead of trying to
Yeah, I
cram
should have.
everything in.
But in my defense, I did do the 3DS the next day.
Oh, did you? I thought you just said you choose, and then you didn't do
I
it.
did do it, yeah.
Fair enough. Then that's all right.
I think that Christmas tree one was a weird one.
Was that the one?
But we
where
did
you
react
got me-
to them
was that
all
when you
in
got-
last Christmas.
I thought
Sorry,
I
what
thought
did
one
you
of them
say?
was when you got me to. I thought one of them was when you got me to phone you, and then you pretended that I was talking to you. Then you said, "I can't be asked to do a Christmas
That
special."
was
and you
it,
threw the-
episode 1, that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was when I forgot Christmas, basically.
Fair enough. I think that was real life. That wasn't Bobby. That was real life. James, it's Christmas. No, George, you got 24 days left, pal. What? Well, I'll open all my presents now. The world's collecting supply.
25 days of presents.
Yeah, that's what it actually be called.
Oh, that might be my video next year for James. To buy
25?
25 presents and come around
no.
each day to give it.
I can't have more clutter around. You just need to get me 25 packets of crisps, and well, get me a crisp packet one day, pint of Stella the next, well, can of Stella.
Like one day could just be a packet of mints.
Exactly. Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, Tic Tacs. Yeah. I remember one of
And
them.
then
Mate,
another day could be like a bike tyre.
I'd just turn that down. You wouldn't be giving me that. George, give me the part for the MG, you idiot! No, James, take the time. Not taking it. Just gets rugby tackle. Give it me.
No, he hands you it.
Oh yeah. He goes to my hand, combusts. Oh well, thanks for the time. I was going to say there was one bloke at college who had smelly breath, and I'm really.
I thought you were going to tell the 2p thing. Then
Oh, I mean, I would be really tempted to tell that, but that'll be a story for another time. Basically, he had these old mint, his breath stunk, and it's hard to tell people their smell because at work we was talking about it, how if you tell someone that they stink, you could get sacked for like being mean to them. If you say, "Mate, you fucking smelly bastard, you need to have a shower," you're gonna get the sack, aren't you? So. And this one person said, "I just moved away from them. They're stunk. I'll move away from this person." So you can actually get sacked for that. So at college, you're not really going to get in trouble. People say mad stuff to each other.
What's to do that?
But anyway, so I sort of said to him, "Can you have some Tic Tacs?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Why?" And I said, "Take 2." And he said, "I got these," and there were these weird mints in this big metal thing from like 1970. And I said, "Fucking hell, you're going to need more than that." And me and this guy just burst into laughter, and he looked so angry. And he went like this, and he went, boom, to my shoulder, and I just went like that to him. And I'm like, "What the hell is that for? It's just a joke, you idiot." There's another time where that guy, I bought a chippy and, put it down, went to the toilet, and came back. And he was there, gobbling my chips like he's eating my chips. And I said, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" And I said, "They're my chips." And he went, "Oh, I thought they were this person's." I said, "So if it was this person's chips, you'd steal their food? That's not right. I bought that. You shouldn't be stealing anyone's food." Yes!
I want to on his head for that.
You would have chucked the chips on his head.
George,
Well,
there was no chips left.
No, I would have smashed his head with a chair.
Oh,
I mean, you can't assault people. Well, you can, George.
Yeah.
I can't assault people. Well,
Well,
it's a battle of the.
I'm
It's a
not going
battle
to
of
let
the.
you.
It's a battle of the E. Yes. E. No. E. Yes. Fucking shoot up. No. E. It's like a big battle, like. E. Yes. E. Yes. No. E. But I think George would win definitely with the E's.
There we go.
But,
That's James being
there was one.
offensive, everyone.
Not being offended, George. When you met that guy, you said something very nasty about him after you met him. When you shouldn't be talking when you
what?
talk.
Like
Well, you
what,
said,
James?
well, I don't know the politically correct term, but you said he's ridiculous, and I said, George, come on, George, come on.
That's not offensive.
No, you
Saying
ridiculous.
somebody
No, you said
it's ridiculous. It's not
no. You
offensive.
said something, George. You said some. You know what I'm on about? Ridiculous. You said, George, and you made some. You did something with your hands, which I'm not going to replicate. But you went like this, but in an offensive way.
James, I've literally done one in this stream.
You never did that. What are you on about?
Well, George, your camera's been off,
In
so
the
you
comments.
wouldn't have seen.
What? I've checked the comments and I'm checking the private chat. You haven't said anything like that.
Aaron literally brought it up early in the stream.
I don't understand. You said something very, very horrible, but you didn't. Oh, forget it. Anyway, I just want to tell one more story. That same guy,
Yeah.
someone bought a McDonald's for him, which was like £3 something. He was like, I want my money back. He's like, no. And then weeks passed. He said, come on, give me the money now. It's ridiculous. You've got the money. And he went, no, I haven't. And then we were all just laughing, calling him a tight ass. And he was like, oh, all right then. And then he pulled his money out and he pulled like a weird 20p, which had green stuff on it. And he pulled loads of change. I was like, here you go. And that was... I mean, he's a great friend overall, don't get me wrong. But yeah, that's the final story about me. For now. Oh God! Well, that was a great potential.
The only smelly person we know.
George, your breath does stink a bit. You do smell like you haven't changed your clothes sometimes, with all due respect. That's on some pub sessions.
Well, you just woken up. No, I'm joking.
It does smell like you've eaten a lot of fish, or like that you haven't washed your clothes. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
I'm sorry, what?
George, Aaron, do you get where I'm coming from with the George smell?
You
being honest.
I honestly, I can't really remember it, to be honest.
I was saying that you do smell a bit like sour milk sometimes. So yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from. Not we all have our own smell. So yeah, I kind of see what you mean.
I mean, no one's ever told me I smell a sour milk, but yeah, George, your smell isn't that bad. It's just like sometimes I think, eating a lot of fish or not washed. But I'm surprised. I am very surprised.
I mean, we've all got our own like distinct smell. If you think about it,
it's mainly just you and someone else and another person we know. Oh, actually, no, I shouldn't. Sorry, I shouldn't have. Even though it's an inside joke, yeah, actually, no, sorry about
James Hill Bombers.
No. Yeah, no. It's not, again, George, if it was a horrendous smell, I'd say, George, please have a shower or do this or whatever. But no one's ever told me I smell a sour milk. But if I do, I guess it could just be one of my smells. I don't know. Maybe I've been
everyone has
around.
a smell.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll end that
there. Next time, see if there's anything there as well.
Any final messages, any final thoughts or whatever?
No, not really. No.
We will see you in the future.
Yeah. Actually, it is quite interesting now. This will be the last point, of course, but it's quite interesting how I've said, how the upcoming weeks unfold. Like, this podcast is about the future, and the next few weeks are, detrimental to sort of like how my future's going to go, in a sense. So it's quite deep, really, because this wasn't like this isn't a podcast that I just came up with out of the blue. We were talking about doing this one for weeks on this specific day. So yeah, quite crazy. But anyway, nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching and have a good one. See you later. See you later.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Peace. We can't see your finger, Aaron. It's just a
Oh.
blank screen.
Yeah, I got it too close. There you go.
Laters, everyone.